Hello, everyone. Welcome to week 6. Again, I'm Prableen, and thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah, so like we mentioned last class, today we are having a guest speaker, Miss Shanti Balaraman, who will speak to you guys. And I'm just going to quickly introduce her. So, Miss Shanti Balaraman is a leading researcher, innovator, and thought leader in the field of transformative education, and she is the CEO of Children's Innovation Center, where she is committed to empowering young minds like yours to think creatively and make new discoveries through innovative, sustainable solutions. She is also the president of Stanford University, chapter of Sigma Xi, the Scientific Research Honor Society, where she is devoted to the promotion of research and science, and she helps students build the skills needed to conduct scientific research and develop innovative solutions to solve real-world problems. So before I hand it over to her, we just want to quickly go over your homework for today, and then I'll hand it over to her. So all comments and suggestions will be left by tomorrow on everyone's presentations that they submitted. So overall, we just want you guys to add more details and explain things a little bit more. Also, we want to encourage you guys to decorate your slideshows using online tools that Google Slides provides. And finally, just practice presenting your slideshow, since next week the projector will be used to present your slideshow, and you will each stand and present to us and the class for around 5 minutes each, what you worked on. So this homework assignment will be posted on Google Classroom soon, like before tomorrow. So are there any questions about this homework?
No, there's no question.
Okay. So as a reminder, please be respectful and attentive and be prepared with questions for Ms. Shanti for the Q&A session at the end. And with that, I'll hand it over to you. So I'll stop sharing.
Thank you. Thank you, Prableen. And yeah, hi, everyone. Nice to see you all. It's a pleasure. I'm very happy to present to you guys today. Okay. So let's make it like a discussion. Let's make it like a discussion too. And young people are the future. So there are so many things that everybody is special. So how can everybody, maximize your ability so you can contribute to the world in a good way? So let's see how you can prepare yourself and be ready so that you can give back to the community, be that change maker that you want to see, because what you do today is what the future will be determined on, right? So you prepare yourself and be ready to contribute. So let me get started. Give me a minute. Okay. So what do you do in your free time? What do you all do in your free time? You can make it like a conversation. Can you guys tell me, how do you play or what do you do?
Yeah, one person, this person should answer.
Okay.
Okay, just answer. Okay, that's good.
Yes, speak loudly.
What I do in my free time is I play LG and then read my book.
Very good, very good. See, you all have this wonderful opportunity to go and play, and that is the advantage, of having less digital equipments too. See, the problem in the developed world here, look at these kids. Okay, we give them free time, and this is all they do. They sit down in the couch and they keep staring at their phone. So this is a really, really big problem they are creating for themselves. And parents here are saying, my kids forgot how to play. Isn't that very sad? So this is a very serious issue. And kids who do not know how to play, they are really hurting their entire future and the society's future, because these kids, when they go to class, they're bored. Okay, they're bored and they're not even able to learn. So this is a serious problem. So let's see, what is the advantage of playing? When you closely observe children at play, it's actually the same way how you explore the world around you, just like a scientist. Okay, it is the same, all the senses and everything that you use, like a scientist, is being used when you are doing free play. So what is happening here, in America, is kids, even for playing, it has to be structured play. There has to be a coach, there has to be a training, it's very structured. So in structured play, they are not using their abilities to observe the world surroundings and all. So that is not good. So we have to combine structured playing with unstructured playing. You should go and explore things freely. So when you're doing that, your brain and all your senses are being used just like a scientist. So that is very important when you're a child, to play freely and explore the world. So if you look into the best education, does not happen just sitting at a desk, but it is rather, through everyday life, with a hands-on exploring and an actively having a relationship with life. That means, meeting people, communicating with the people, even having the connection with your surroundings. These are very important. That is where you get the best education, not with just having all these technologies staring and not knowing how to play, which is actually the future generations here, they're going to have a big problem. So when you have the opportunity to play and explore, do that, because those are exactly the same skills and your senses are being used just like a scientist. So as a child, it's important to have unstructured play. So let's see, what do scientists do in their free time? So let's learn from them, okay, some of the famous scientists, and then we will see how we could adopt those things now, okay? So in 1665, Isaac Newton, at that time also, just like how we had the COVID pandemic now and everything, schools, everything had to be shut down. So in 1665, they also had a pandemic, and the universities had to shut down at that time. So the Isaac Newton, did not spend time saying, "Oh, I'm bored, everything is closed," He did not keep complaining, but he rather used that free time to go out and explore. It was at that time when he went out and explored is when he discovered gravity, he discovered calculus, discovered optics, all the things that we are using now, right? So, and he said that, when he went out, he did not just randomly go out, right? You start paying attention to your surroundings, and that is the whole point of going out. And if you're too much busy with other things, then you're not noticing what are the things around you. So you have to have patience and attention to the surroundings. You need to observe the surrounding. So an important skill is observation. So going out is important. Going out and making observations is very important. Now let's look at another scientist, Nikola Tesla. So he's one of my favorite, scientists. I'll be using, his life stories a lot today. There's quite a lot to learn from him, because some of the advanced technologies that we are using today is all his invention 200 years ago. We are still learning how to use his inventions still. So he, how was he as a child, right? So as a child, he used to observe that when during cold days, um, when he goes out in the sun and when sun falls on him, he felt the warmth, right? You feel, okay, when sun falls on you, you feel warm and nice. So that fascinated. See, that observation led to the discovery of actually alternate current that we are using today. The electricity that comes to our homes are alternate current. So making that observation and asking questions on that and keeping to that observation and not, okay, I don't know what it means and forgetting it. No, you have to keep that observation, keep thinking on it for a long time. So Tesla, when he was sitting down in a park one day, later, then that is when he got some ideas. He took a stick and he started drawing on the floor, on the sand. So that is how he designed the alternate current, electric coil. So one remarkable thing that we humans have that we need to tap on is memory visualization. Okay, so we need to visualize ideas in our mind. So if you could practice that, because we have that innate skill. Okay, so when we think of something, we can imagine it in our mind. So that is a very, very important skill needed. So he has this photographic memory and could visualize ideas, and he even builds the entire inner system in his mind first. So that is very important. Nowadays we have, like, I have an idea, let me rush into making it, right? So we don't have that patience, we don't take the time to think, and that is not good. We need to think, we need to plan, we need to visualize, we need to bring those things back, because we have that skill. If we don't use it, then what is the point, right? So what is one thing that another thing we are learning from him is take the time to develop the theory and the concept first in our minds. Okay, we have to get that. So Einstein, another very famous scientist, we are using his theories now. He's considered as one of the smartest people, right? But when he was asked, how do you feel to be the smartest person alive? And Einstein said, I don't know. You'll have to ask Nikola Tesla. So you can see that even Einstein felt like Nikola Tesla is the smartest guy on this planet. As long as we know, he is really smart, can very futuristic ideas. And what does he think is for a scientist? For a scientific man, you cannot think that I have this idea, it must be adopted immediately, it must be used immediately. See, we rush into things, but for him, his ideas, we are using it after 200 years. Okay, so for him, he just creates idea, any idea, discoveries after discoveries, and he will write it down and keep it. Okay, so for he believes that for a scientific man, their job is like a planting a seed. You create those ideas and keep it, and those ideas can be adopted by anybody in any way to help the community. So that is important. In scientists, our job is to create ideas and share it with the community. Okay, so what are the things that he discovered hundreds of years ago that we are still using? You can see remote control, X-rays, fluorescent lights, neon, the alternate current, bioelectricity, biophysics. These are all the things. Electric coil, the Tesla coil that is being used in the electric cars now. All of these things, he developed it long time ago. And he is not doing these things for the sake of money or fame or anything. It's just his passion to keep, discovering things. And he even declined the Nobel Prize. So very, very humble, down to earth scientist. Okay. So he says that if you do not know how can you make observations, how do you start? Just look at nature. Go outside and observe nature. Nature will give you clear answers and inspirations. And that was where he got the inspirations to invent and discover all of these things. So we need to learn from nature. Another important thing is this is Nikola Tesla said 150 years ago. It's true then, it is true now as well. The scientists of today think deeply instead of clearly. Okay, so one must be sane to think clearly, but one can think deeply and be quite insane. So you can see that, scientists, not all scientists, have think sane and clear. So it is very important to make sure that, science benefits people and it is for the good. I want to share an example. So Nikola Tesla invented the alternate current. Before him, during that era, Thomas Edison invented direct current. So both are scientists. They made great inventions that we are using today. But you can see the difference in the personality, the character of a person matters, right? So Thomas Edison did not like Nikola Tesla becoming famous. He thought that alternate current could put his invention down. So humans have this greed and jealousy, right? So among scientists, we should prevent that. We should not allow greed to come into the between science. So Nikola Tesla, what he did is, Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison, to show that alternate current that Nikola Tesla found is going to kill people. So he actually electrocuted elephant in public and recorded it. And he showed that, see, this is what will happen if we adopt Tesla's, AC current, right? But this is where the greed and jealousy came into play, right? So he was okay to kill animals to just make sure that the Tesla failed and his invention would, pick up. So these things, this is what it means. Like scientists, it's not like anybody can think deeply, but it's very important to think clearly. Okay, so keep that in mind. So people used to, when people come and visit Tesla, as he writes all his ideas and they would just steal. They would tear up some pages and leave. So this is what Tesla told. I don't care that they stole my idea. I care that they don't have any of their own. So only people who cannot think by themselves, they steal ideas. So so let's not go into, those type of greedy people, but we should be proud to share the ideas openly so it'll get adopted and be this really good scientist, okay? Responsible and good scientist. So, Nikola Tesla, 150 years ago, he wanted to give free electricity to the entire world, right? So he's been fascinated by the sun for a very long time, and he knows that sun is the energy, right? The electricity from the sun, the power is coming to us in a wireless way, right? There is no wires coming from the sun to earth. So when these natural phenomena is coming wireless, and it is not harming in this wireless transmission that is coming, it is not harming anything in between, right? Like the things on the earth, the life is still surviving. So he wanted to create that kind of wireless transmission of electricity and give free electricity because, these are free energy out there. Um, Imagine if we had allowed him, the world would have been completely a different place with free electricity in all parts of the planet, right? So greed again played a play here. The people who are taking care of the oil and gas industry and the utilities, they wanted to say, oh no, if we give free electricity, then how do we make money? So again and again, we can see how, the short term goals and money and greed, has prevented so many things development in throughout the world. So if today, right, just a year ago, they have now approved, okay, you can make wireless transmissions of, a power. So now many people are working on these equipments where we can wirelessly transmit. But here is a journalist who said that, yeah, we can copy Tesla's wireless transmission, but more importantly, we need to copy not only his science, but his humanity. See, he wanted to do this not for money. Okay, science must help humanity. So that is very important. Okay, and the other thing is, Tesla is not afraid to fail. So he doesn't look at it like a failure. He just thinks, okay, it didn't work now. Let me try again. Let me try again. Let me learn from my mistakes. See, it's all how we perceive failure, right? If things don't work out immediately, we are immediately panicking and then saying it's a failure, right? So we need to change how we look at a failure. If something doesn't happen, we learn from that mistake and do it better. So we should not be afraid to try things many times. Okay, not be afraid to fail. The other thing is, a new idea, immediately there are very judgmental people, especially adults, who say that, oh, this idea is not, they will have some very, strong opinion about new ideas. So if you feel like an idea is going to benefit, okay, don't worry about others' judgmental opinions. Continue that. So as a society, we need to create that, not to judge immediately. Okay, so you should be um, bold to think out of the norm, think differently. Don't worry about what others will say about that. Only then new ideas will come. So, if we take these learnings from the scientist's life, let's put it together and see then how can, in today's world, how can we build those skills, right? So, first we saw that observation skill is needed. So, and then we are going to see all of these, areas. Take the how to take the time to develop, how to learn from nature, how to be, think differently, and not be afraid to fail, and science must help humanity. So these are the 6 things that we have learned now from the scientists, how they have been, spending their time. So let's take each of these things and we will go in depth. So observation first. So curiosity is something that is innate in us. Okay, it is not a skill, but it is a cognitive process. Okay, so curiosity is the first step that we humans, we learn the spark, the very first cognitive step. Okay, it is a cognitive process, comes from curiosity. So it is very important that you don't stop questioning, and curiosity, it develops this hormone dopamine, so that it encourages you to have the motivation to go and learn. So only if you're curious, you will have that motivation. Okay, so that motivation will lead you to go and explore things and be very creative. And that kind of curiosity driven creativity builds intelligence. So when you're intelligently, using those, learning and building your knowledge, and then applying that knowledge, you feel happy because it's yours, right? You feel happy about it, and that kind of happiness brings success to you. So you can see that it's all the first start is curiosity. And also remember, curiosity, it secretes this good feel hormones in our body, because our body is encouraging. That's how you're supposed to learn. See, suppressing curiosity and then dumping the facts to the kids, that's not the way to learn. Our human body, we were not built, created that way. So that is why curiosity has its own reason for existing. So we need to encourage, being that original human, right? No, self, without suppressing curiosity. Also, a curious mind, they are never bored. They're always, curious about their world, something, they keep doing something, that keeps them happy also. So actually, curiosity is one of the greatest secrets of happiness. You will go deep, you will learn, but because you were curious about it, you never get tired, you only get more happier. So remember that, be that toddler, that baby, that when you were a toddler, you were going around and exploring the world. Everybody, including adults, we need to be that. So and we need to keep building on that, and allow us time, and to be curious. Okay, curiosity is important to make observations. So the next one, take the time to develop the theory first, right? So how do we go about doing that? So our scientific method, how are we teaching? So you know that this is the scientific method that is being used, for a long time. Since the industrial era, we've been using this scientific method, and we put a lot of emphasis on the experimentations portion of it, right? So we create the question hypothesis very fast, and we put all our time on the experimentation. So we are so fascinated, we get attracted to all these expensive equipments and all these things to do experimentation. But we forget that there is the theory first. Theory can be proved by experimentation, but no path leads from experiment to the birth of a theory. So Albert Einstein has clearly, said that, we need to put the time to develop theory first. So even today, recently, we are still testing Einstein's theory. See, so experimentation and all these expensive equipments that we are having, what are we doing? We are testing Einstein's theory. So how many people, where do we get new theory? If we are only focusing and teaching science in a way that experimentation, many times the word experimentation becomes synonymous with science itself. You can see that, and I wondered why people keep using that synonymously. But there is a huge difference between just experimentation and the whole science. So theory is important. We need to bring back theory. See, Nikola Tesla's method is, how does he work is, he does not rush into actual work, right? So when he gets a new idea, he starts building that imagination. In his imagination, he will even build the entire equipment or device in his head first, and he will even see it functioning. See, that kind of visual memory we do have. Every one of us, we have. It's just we are not using it often, and we kind of, lose that. So we need to see that, how start imagining and visualizing in our head. Then once that, you have that, you can visualize, you build everything in your mind. After that, that is when he will go into actually building the product. So you can see that it is very, very important to build that skill, okay, to imagine and visualize in your brains. So the next thing is learning from nature. So how do we go about that, right? So go outside, look deep into nature, and then you will start understanding everything. All of these scientists, whether it is Tesla, Newton, Einstein, all of them, they looked at nature and that's how they got new ideas. Einstein says that we still do not know even 1,000th of 1% what nature has revealed to us. There's so much more to be discovered. See, the problem is why we have slowed down learning from nature is because of our current education system, where we have moved away from these things. So, and the partitioning of the education subjects. Okay, so before in the in the earlier until the 19th century, everything, the entire science, right? All of these fields were just one. It was called natural philosophy and it was called physics. See, physics is not the same term physics, what we call physics now. Everything, nature means physics. That's how it was in the until the 19th century. After the industrial era, because we wanted to make humans to only learn what you need, we started partitioning our knowledge and only teaching that. So that partitioning, right? So that is how science became all these botany, zoology, anthropology, chemistry, and now what we call physics. In all of that, divisions started happening afterwards. So the thing now, the real world problems go across these boundaries. So even though now we are learning each subject separately, we need to know how to combine that knowledge because real world problems goes across everything. And you see even anthropology, which is the study of humanity, is part of science in the before 19th century. See, that is why these scientists were able to make these remarkable discoveries, and the number of new discoveries have declined now. We need to get back that interdisciplinary knowledge, apply all the subjects together, and also learn about humanity's needs. Only then what we learn, will benefit, science will benefit humanity. And the next area is not afraid to think differently, right? So, all the jobs, everything we say, we want people to think out of the box. Right? If everyone has to think outside the box, then the box should be fixed. That is the education system. See, the education system is putting everybody in a box. And then for real world, we are saying think outside the box. But as a kid throughout the school year, we are asking them, think within that system, think within that box. This is a big problem, right? So this is why, in a transformative education, we need to rethink our education system. We are saying think outside the box, right? So we need to encourage to think freely. So disruptive thinking does not mean you're going to create some chaos. Okay, so the word disrupt, it's not negative. Sometimes it's people think of, oh, disruptive science. No, 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 disruptive thinking, no. So you don't have to be a disruptive thinking, means just thinking differently. Okay, so imagine it offers a new way of thinking in an imaginative, unrestricted, and it could come up where you could come up with unexpected solutions. So you should be bold to stand out from the rest of the world and think differently. So that is what disrupt. Everybody is going in a line. You're disrupting the line by standing out and thinking freely. It does not mean that you're going to cause problems. Okay. So think differently and boldly, and don't be afraid to stand out of the rest of the crowd. Okay. If you're always trying to fit in, so this is a problem, especially here, with the teens. Teenage kids want to fit in into their peer groups. Okay, they always want to be normal, they want to fit in. But if you're always trying to be normal, how will you know how amazing you are, right? So it's okay to be out of normal sometimes. I understand you want to fit into your friends group and peers, but you need to see how amazing you can be as well. So the other thing is not afraid to fail. So if you haven't failed yet, you haven't tried anything new. That is what Albert Einstein says. Okay, if you don't challenge yourself, change will not happen. Okay, so what do we do? How can we remove the fear of failure? One way is by having a social passion. When you have a social passion, is having a sense of purpose and meaning. So that meaning will help you overcome the challenges and pursue those goals. So you are so focused on the social passion that any failure in between, you're not afraid of it anymore. Okay, so it is very important, social passion is very important to help you not be afraid of failure. So you're so much focused on the goals of contributing something good, and that is a harmonious passion. Okay, so the word passion, is being used a lot nowadays, right? So you need to have a passion for this. Passion, a passion should drive. But what is passion, right? So you could have a passion for a wrong thing. See, harmonious passion, social passion, focus on the positive impacts. These things are important. So you need to have the right type of passion. Okay, so you need to have passion, but we need to define what type of passion we need to encourage everyone to have. So remember that we need to have something that is of social sense, that will bring positive impact. When you develop that kind of passion, that's when failure will not bother you at all, because you are just so focused and motivated. Okay, so be the change. If you look into any superhero stories, kids like to read a lot of superhero stories. Imagine yourself to be that superhero. Superheroes stories, you say that they come and rescue when people are in trouble, right? So imagine yourself to be that superhero. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Science must help humanity. So remember that, So this is Nikola Tesla's quote. It is his dream, how he imagines the new world should be. And it is so meaningful. So I wanted to share this, okay? So his words, okay? Quote, this new world should be the world in which the strong won't exploit the weak, the bad won't exploit the good, where the poor won't be humiliated by the rich. It will be the world in which the children of intellect, science, and skills will serve to the community in order to make lives easier and nicer, and not to the individuals for gaining wealth. This new world can't be the world of the humiliated, the broken, but the world of free people and nations, equal in dignity and respect for men. So, you see how meaningful this is, right? So, don't be afraid of somebody putting pressure on you to say that, science and innovations immediately for making money or to benefit. Right now, so many things are happening. In what can be invented, what can be researched, everything, power and money plays a big role. So you need to understand how the world is operating too. But social responsibility, right? So if we all adopt sustainable innovation methodologies, we can ensure that economic development continues. Okay, so we cannot stop economic development. We need to increase the economic prosperity. So that can be possible. We need to continue innovation, and if that innovation is sustainable innovation methods, then we are doing good and we are helping the economy as well. So social responsibility is built in this sustainable innovation methodologies. So we don't have to hide behind the past norms, right? We can stand out, we apply these methodologies, learn how to create responsible innovations. Okay. So, the word science, and innovations brings a lot of power. So when you know how to make discoveries, it's a superpower. So with great power comes what? With great power comes great responsibility. Okay. So we need to use this power of thinking and discovery and innovation to benefit humanity. So some people, say that I don't know what issues are there. I don't know what I need to fix. Everything around me seems to be okay. I'm okay with that, right? But no, we need to see properly. We might say, I can only see a short distance, only around you, right? So we can only see there. But, if we open our eyes and make observations and look at the world around you very clearly, you will find that there are thousands of things that can be done around you. So every place, just you don't have to go far to look to do things. Just around you, you will find so many. Once you identify that need, and you know how to fix things, then you can jump into it and be part of the solution for that problem. Okay, so learn to see, observe. So let's recap everything now. So to make observations, we need curiosity. We need to take the time to develop theory and concept. Only then we can discover new ideas. We need to learn from nature. To learn from nature, we need patience and perseverance. Okay, we need to take the time to observe. We cannot be impatient and I can't find the answer, right? So asking questions is important, but you need to look for ways to understand and find the answer too. And that is important. So nowadays people are like, quick answer. I asked a question, give me the answer. No, take the time to find the answer. Okay. So when you're learning from nature, nature is not going to hand out the answer to you. So we need perseverance and patience. Then you can make all these new discoveries. Don't be afraid to think differently. Disruptive thinking is good. It carves out new ways to make new scientific investigations for the future. Okay. And don't be afraid to fail. So, for that, develop passion and purpose in your life. So, that purpose will drive you, and the failure will not be a problem at all. Science must help humanity. For that, let's adopt sustainable innovation. So let's help humanity and grow the economy. So if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. Just don't sit down quietly and say there's nothing to do, okay? Just keep moving. And that is what Martin Luther King Jr. said, okay? So keep moving. So I want to share, what kind of change maker are you? How do you spend your time? Are you a change maker or are you a whiner? Oh, this is not right. That is not right. Complaining about everything around you rather than I will be a change maker. I will be a solution, right? What kind of person do you want to grow into and how do you spend your time? So I want to give some statistics. What is happening here is boredom is on the rise for especially adolescents and especially girls compared to when they were younger. In elementary school, they are more active, but as they grow, adolescents in middle school and high school, they're becoming more and more bored because they don't know what to do. There is no passion for them, right? So, and 1 in 5 teens are reporting high levels of boredom, and this is one of the important factors in creating mental health issues and behavior issues, and poor performance, academic performance. So the solution to these things is create sense of purpose. When there is a lack of sense of purpose, that is when they don't know. You can have all the technology with you and you don't know what to do with it. And that is what is happening here. Kids are having all the technology and they're using it for the wrong things. They don't have any sense of purpose, so they're going off track. So, sense of purpose, it's a feeling. It makes you come up with a meaningful goal and helps you to make a positive difference. Having a sense of purpose can help you stay motivated, resilient, and hopeful. And it is also a force to figure out how you can multitask and manage time. See, kids who have the sense of purpose, they will find time. They will do good at school. They will be able to do. It's not like, oh, the schoolwork, homework, I'm overwhelmed. I don't have time to do anything else. If you have the sense of purpose, you build those skills of multitasking and time management. All of those things comes too. So, how can we as a society and adults help kids develop this sense of purpose? We need to encourage them to volunteer for a cause. Right from no age limit, right? As long as anybody, any age can volunteer, be involved in in your community. And we have to engage in discussions, and adults need to listen to children. We can't jump into conclusion and stop their thinking. Involve them in the discussions and let them explore their interests and passions. As an adult, instead of telling them what to explore and how to explore and guiding them every step of the way, we need to step back and allow them to explore what they want and only help them to set realistic and challenging goals. Encourage them. You set goals. Is it challenging enough? Go for it. You can do it. We need to motivate them and inspire them. Okay. And one important thing in a science, especially in a science, when we are in dealing with science innovation, these things, we need to praise their efforts and progress, not just the outcomes. Personally, I'm not a big fan of giving first prize, second prize, third prize, especially in the science fairs and all. Okay. Science, that is actually discouraging. So it should be the effort. If some student has tried and put in a lot of effort but couldn't produce the results, they should be rewarded, not just the results. So, the way how we deal with our education science, we need to put focus on the effort and progress and not about the outcome. So, I want to give you all, a way how you can build on yourself is how do you develop this passion? You can see passion and purpose is so important. So I'm giving you a dare to care challenge. Okay. So take a paper and you think about what are the social or environmental issues that is happening around you that matters most for you. Okay, there are thousands of problems, so everybody needs to be involved. So don't think that, oh, that student already took that idea, so I have to think of something else. No, the same issue could have 10 different solutions. So you take an issue that you want to that matters most to you and provide solution to that, and then you see what are your skills and talents and what is your passion, how can you contribute to that issue, and then say, okay, I need the superpower in order to do this. Imagine that superpower. Okay, and then write down who are the people or the communities that you want to serve and support with your actions. Okay, and how will your actions actually benefit them? Imagine these things benefiting them. Okay, and then you can align your actions with your personal values. Okay, does this fulfill your purpose? Now you see that superpower, that is actually science and innovation. Superpowers are nothing but scientific advancements. Now, you want that superpower in order to fully, you have imagined how it benefits. Now, you go and make that scientific discovery in order to address that challenge, okay? Dream to become that superhero, that change maker. Remember, a dream without any movement is just wasteful, okay? So, take action. So, to end our presentation today, I just want to leave you with this thought. You can think, I'm so small. I don't know. What can I do? The issue is so big. It is not under my control. What can I do? Right. So that is something that we think, and we convince ourselves not to take action. But remember, this Chinese saying is very powerful. So I'm sharing this. A water drops can pierce a stone. A rope saw can cut wood. Okay? So be in the present because you are the now, not the future. So embark, take on something new and willingly take on challenge and make it count with purpose. Okay, and continue deepening your knowledge. You have to keep continuing. See, that superpower is scientific advancements. So you need to deepen your knowledge so that one day you can build that superpower and make it available and make it reality. Okay, so most importantly, it is embrace yourself. Look deep inside and see what are your strengths, what can you give. Okay, so with that, I'm ready to take on questions. So let me stop share and open it up. Okay, come out of mute and let's have a conversation.
You have question.
Any feedback also? What did you guys think about it? Do you feel inspired? What do you guys feel?
I hope you feel inspired.
Yes.
Yeah, asking a question.
Was it useful?
Yes.
Very good. So you all have the superpower, I want to see what you all can change in this world, okay? You all have the power. So if you have no questions, then I will turn it to Prableen and Gursirat.
Ms.
You
T,
have a question. You have a question.
any questions from the students?
Question. Okay, how can science help humanity?
How can science help humanity?
How science can help humanity?
Yes.
Okay, so how can science help humanity? It can be used to solve so many problems that we are seeing, right? So whether it is in education or for solving for a good health, to grow things for food, think about every aspect of our lives, right? What do we need? Food. How do we make your local area sustainable? So what are the things, what resources do you have locally? How can you grow different foods there? So from agriculture, from those, so many things can be done, and advancements can happen with the limited resources. So that is from food to things that we need, the clothes, everyday things, household things that we need. So everything needs improvement, right? Everything can be made better. So from resources to what are the basic needs, what do people want? So from safety to so many areas you can think about within your area. So first you need to start with a problem, and then you can see what solution will help that problem, and then you can see where you need ideas. See, science, let me define science. Science is understanding something in depth. Okay, that is the real science, is helping you to understand something more so that you can use that knowledge and solve, address that. You have the knowledge to address that. So when you're understanding something in depth, then you look for proof and evidence, because you cannot say that, oh, this is the what I understood about this problem, when another person could disagree with that, right? So if you gather proof and what is your understanding and why you're understanding it certain way, and that is what science is where you will learn about things, understand something in depth. Okay, so once you understand something in depth, then engineering is using science to solve. That's it, right? So, and it's not just building things. Engineering is using science to solve something. So whenever you use a deep knowledge to solve something, then that is engineering. So you see, science, engineering, we created these divisions, but it's all kind of together. You learn something in depth, closely, then apply your knowledge, everything that you have learned so far from that and from your school, to solve that. Got it? And if that solution is going to help, then that is science helping the humanity. Did that answer the question?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
If no one has any more questions, then I think we can end it here. Thank you, Ms. Shanti, so much for coming. It was a very interesting talk.